Hi guys, and welcome back to Magic 2015. So, this will be episode 3, and what I've done here is that I've advanced the game till the end of this region, in which our booster packs should come into play now. So what I've effectively done is that I just turned the difficulty down to the very minimum setting, and with that said, yeah, it looks like this is finally unlocking the boosters now. So from the looks of it, I mean, the first thing that I think it did is that, yeah, I just opened up these different game settings, and there we go. So now we finally got it, like, we've finally gotten that premium, or not exactly premium, well, I guess it is. It's a premium booster, so there's, I think, 10 or 15 cards inside here. So I think we'll be able to get started on deck building now. You guys can pause the video to check out these cards individually, because I'm pretty sure they also have, well, obviously I'm pretty sure they have their real world equivalents too there, and I'll just give you guys a brief overview for the people who want that. I think we also have another, yeah, we have another booster pack too. And I think this one's a slightly smaller one, is it? No, it's actually... it's also pretty big as well, so I guess the game really does open up with quite a lot of deck building now. So yeah, I checked the game about the multiplayer thing as well. Apparently this is the point in which multiplayer is also unlocked. And again, this is gonna really kill my mouse, but yeah, I'm just going to tab through these using the middle scroll wheel button. So that'll be a brief overview, and let's see what now. Having tested and found you worthy of something, this person gives us a new clue about one of these people's whereabouts. We'll go through the story of the game perhaps at a later date. Inside this episode, I'm pretty sure that the deck portion is, of course, the main focus. So I wanted to check that part out, and with that said, we're gonna come over here, back through all of these settings, and we can finally go to the deck section of the game and really get to begin customizing this portion of the game now. So yeah, now we're able to apparently use filters now that we have so many different cards available there. So that's one big thing. Let's see, here you can filter out different settings. For example, we can do that. It should be just a basic filter. I don't really get why we need to do a tutorial for this, but yeah. Huh. Oh cool, and we can also pick out how our deck looks as well. Now, oddly enough, I don't think that... what are we supposed to do? Choose a deck name and an icon. Alright, well, we'll name this... oops. There we go. Right, so anyhow, yeah, it looks like, oh my god. Yeah, so we can do a lot of settings with the deck setup screen now, which is kind of neat. And from the looks of it, there's definitely a lot of options here to play around with. And from the looks of it, I mean, you can only have one deck at a time, which is the thing that I'm noticing right now. It's this section right here where it kind of bothers me. There doesn't seem to be any profile settings, so I don't really know what you do in multiplayer, but yeah, from the looks of it, you can only have one pre-customized deck going out at one time, so that might be an issue, I'd say. But anyhow, going to the meat and bones of it here, from the looks of it, your decks are composed of 36 actual, I would say, playing cards, not excluding, of course, the resource ones. Man, they really assume people are idiots with all of these information little bits here about just the deck building portion here. But yeah, anyhow, from the looks of it, each deck must have 36 cards inside it. For example, if I go over it, it turns red. If I go under that limit, it also turns red. Now, in, say, like the actual play deck, you would, in theory, I believe, have more of that, or actually technically inside the game you also have more of that, because you should have the option of being able to select how many lands that you have, and these lands will be effectively those resource cards that are, of course, used to play the actual creatures and spells, and amongst other things here. So with that said, I think what we'll do here is that we'll take away all of the cards for now. We'll clear out our deck here, and I want to reset this up by myself here. So we're gonna go with that, and we will just really go from there. So, starting off, what I want to do is that first and foremost, I want to filter out everything except white and fire cards, because those are the biggest categories that we have. And going from there, we just really want to select what we have and really check things out. First things first, I want to tap through our cards here by rarity, just checking out what super rare cards we have. And from the looks of it, this is by far the rarest, and I believe this would be, I think they use the system of legendary being the rarest, then rare, then I think uncommon, and then common. I'm not terribly sure on that, but from the looks of it, this is Maelstrom Archangel. It requires, oddly enough, one of each element to play, so that's I'd say that that's fairly difficult to set up unless you have an Omni resource deck. So from the looks of it, it's a 5/5 creature, making it quite strong. It's a flying thing as well, and its ability is whenever this thing deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a non-land card from your card without paying the mana cost, so that would be actually pretty useful as well. And I think that synergizes really well, because I think the synergy between multiple cards is a big focus here, with definitely some sort of, I'd say perhaps fast land casting, high expense creatures card, because by containing all of those different types of or colors as they call it, all of those elements, I'd consider it very difficult to get that thing onto the field. I'm under the impression that with how the resources are set up, is that the rarer the card, the more utility it has, but it's not exactly, say, any better than a common card in that sense. I mean, the way that I think about it is that it just opens up more possibilities for you there. So that's definitely one thing. Checking out the rare cards, I see we have a Mentor of the Meek, a human soldier. Whenever another creature has a power of 2 or less enters the battlefield, you must pay 1 something. If you do, you can draw 1 card, so that's kind of cool. We have Charmbreaker Devils. This is a card that we got earlier, and this one, whenever we cast a spell, it gets +4 to its 4/4, so it makes it a very strong, aggressive playing card. And in addition to that, from the looks of it, every single turn, so at the beginning of our, at the very top phase of our turn, we can return a sorcery card from our graveyard to our hand. So very potent combination there. But for now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to set up our deck with a few tried and true combinations that I've so far discovered to effectively make ourselves a really strong deck. So going from there, what I've noticed so far is that I had to play through right around 3 matches to unlock those cards, and the first thing that appeared to be really, really helpful are these things, the Trained Caracals. And the thing about these is that with these cards, they have lifelink, the lifelink ability right here. So what that means is, effectively, with lifelink, every time we deal damage, it effectively steals life from a enemy opponent, or sorry, every time it attacks the enemy player, it effectively sucks up a equal amount of life to its attack and transfers it to us while it's dealing that damage to the enemy. So it's quite a useful combination of making us strong while keeping the enemy weak. And on the last battle, you actually play with you play against this other deck, which is sole ability is just building up life points. So as you saw back there, whereas as you may have noticed back there, I completed the match with over, like, I think 40 life points in my stack, so I got that nice little achievement there, and that's because of these cards. They were really instrumental. So I'm gonna take these, and the reason I'm gonna take them is that I'm gonna put down a few enchantment cards here that I find really useful in this premise. So starting off, I'm going to put this Ordeal of Helioroid thing on it. And going from there, I'm going to include 2 of these things, and I'm just picking out useful cards that I see being really nice and functional, and I'm just stacking them on here for now. And this is, I'd say this is the critical card for combining with these Caracal things. The Nimbus Wings cards, we've already seen these played. They give effectively flying to a creature, and they also give a tiny amount of damage, but a good amount of defense. So this card effectively makes it so that our trained Caracal can be converted into a flying creature. So first and foremost, not a lot of things can block it. But secondly, in addition to that, it gains a slight amount of attack power, which is applied to that Earth block, making it stronger and making it able to grab more life for us per turn. So I think these things are really helpful, especially at the fact that you can stack 2 of them per turn. So we'll have these there, and we'll include them in our deck like such. So moving forwards from there, let's see, what else can we have? I think I'll include this Righteous Blow card inside our deck, making it so that we have just a straight up damage spell, and I think we'll include a few more of those, seeing as how they're pretty useful. I'm gonna grab this card as well. Lightning Talons, it adds +3 attack to a card, and First Strike. The First Strike portion is, to me, I mean, to be frank, I don't know the exact extent of how it works, but overall, that +3 is again really helpful in how we are using this card. So I'll include it in our deck, and currently I'm trying to find, there we go, these shock cards, which are effectively damage cards once again. So then we'll have a few of those, and that bumps up to 9 points, or 9 cards out of 36 that we can have. A whole lot of focus on, from the looks of it, light with a slight focus on fire. So I think we're going in a nice direction with that. Focus on, again, these fairly cheap casting cards. So I think that works for us there. Now let's see, what else do we have? This is also one of the newer things that we've found. The selfless Cathar. We can sacrifice this 1/1 unit to give everybody +1/+1. I think that'll be worth it. So I'll put that into our deck in addition to this Cloud Shift one. So let's see. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield. You can actually, you know what, that was not useful. I was under the impression it was just exile creature and then put it back under our control. So never mind there. I know we've seen a few of these during the playthrough as well. These Raise the Alarm, the Attended Knight, and the Standing Troops commands here. I don't think these cards are actually all too useful, so I think I'll skip over them. Currently, there's actually not too many. Yeah, there's actually not, say, too many of these white cards that I'd like to use. The main thing about them is that the very few that are here are horrendously well put together in terms of their ability to just synergize with our existing spells. So I think I'll put in 1 unit of these Lone Missionaries to help us out, and these guys are just helpful mostly because they give us more life when they enter the battlefield, so we'll have 1 as a bit of a boost for us there. I guess I'll have this Angelic Edict thing here. I guess I'll have 2 of these. These things are fairly helpful because they can, of course, cancel out enchantments and creatures. So we'll have 2 of those. And I didn't find these things helpful, the Foundry Denizens over here. We've seen quite a few of these, or rather, I think we've seen a couple of these, but these guys are just 1/1 creatures. They have an ability to gain more attack to the end of the turn, but they're not too helpful, so I don't think we'll include them. I'm going to include this spell, though. This is another thing that we managed to get. The Fervor of the Bitten. It makes some creature enchanted, and it makes it so that they attack each turn if they're able to. From the looks of it, we have 2 of them, and I might as well put 2 of them in our deck. The reasoning being is that, again, I would assume that they'll synergize really well with the trained Caracals, and yeah, we'll keep them there. But then again, I'm sure some of you guys have noticed, we're putting a lot of emphasis on these cards, though. We're on these 2 cards in particular, so that is, of course, an issue, and with that said, we'll diversify for a bit here. Let's see, players can gain life this turn. Skullcrack deals 3 damage to target player. Nah, I don't think we'll get that. This thing might be useful. The Goblin is Shortcutter. It makes it so that a target creature can't block 1 turn, so it definitely opens up a possibility to grab some sort of sudden strike there. let's see. What else should we be? What else should we put down here? I'm thinking about putting some more of these fiend things inside our deck. These things have been pretty instrumental in the fact that they, in combination with some spells, seem to be really good at dishing out damage. But at the same time, I don't really know if that's one thing that we want to go for, because I mean, right now I've been focusing a lot more on enchantments rather than instants or sorceries. So I think we'll just include I think we'll include perhaps 2 of them. Or no, I guess we'll include 1 of them for now. And I think we'll put down one of the raise the alarm spells with us there. And going from there, let's see. I'm gonna put this vampire thing going in here. This thing seems pretty useful. It gets a +1/1 counter whenever it attacks, and that I think will synergize as well pretty well with our Nimbus Wings cards, amongst other things there. So we'll put that, and let's see. The Brood Keeper over here, what does this do? Whenever an aura becomes attached, we're not going to attach any auras to that, so we'll get rid of that. I'm going to put this thing here, the Act of Treason, and I think we'll have 2 of these. These will give control of a target creature to us till the end of the turn for some time, so I think we'll include 2 of these. So from the looks of it, yeah, we gain control. We gain control of a target creature till the end of the turn. It gains haste, and we untap it, so we make it available to attack till the end of the turn. Now, I wonder whether or not that would synergize well with this Cloud Shift ability, because in my mind, if I play this Cloud Shift here, would that mean that I could effectively chain up these 2 spells for a combination of 4 land in total, for the ability to effectively turn 1 creature into our own? Because in my mind, what this means is that I'll cast Act of Treason. That'll be some sort of... It'll act, for intents and purposes, as a enchantment. And then I play Cloud Shift after I'm done playing that, and it effectively just refreshes the concept there. That might be interesting to see. I'm sure people who have played this game longer than me probably know about that, so please post about it inside the comments below. I'd actually really like to hear that out. But for now, I think we'll just take them for the sake of having their utility there. And in addition, that would synergize pretty well with these fiends. I think I'll actually take 2 then in that time. So we'll do something like that. And from the looks of it, yeah, that in addition to this Firecat, which just has nice combat potential, looks like that actually puts us pretty close to the edge of, puts our deck very close into the low cost category here. So I think we'll need a few more higher cost cards to balance this out. And starting off, again, picking out things that synergize pretty well, I'm going to include a few of these guys into my deck. The Charmbreaker Devils. Actually, I think we only have one card of these, and these were, of course, that rare unit. At the beginning of our upkeep, we can return an instant or a sorcery card at random from our graveyard. This will be helpful because this gives us back these Acts of Treason cards. I think it'll also give us some of these shock cards back, and in general, things like these are pretty useful here. However, it would be definitely very useful if we could get those enchantments back as well. But that's a bit of a stretch. Overall, we're going to include that. I think we'll also include the Siege Dragon there, just in general, because of its like AoE abilities and taking down a lot of things. And I think we'll put down 2 more of these Pitchburn Devils, mostly due to the fact that they can do quite a nice little attack here with its 3/3. But also they can just explode in themselves and do some quick damage there like that. The main reason I want to keep these guys there is just simply for their ability to do quite a nice small bundle of damage there, and to take out bigger creatures that are lower point cost cards usually aren't able to deal with. That's right, so we'll do that. Actually, come to think of it, with this Charmbreaker Devil, I could put down a few more of these spells that give us 1/1 tokens. The main reason being is that I can just continuously cycle them back and forth into my chain of things that I use here. And with that said, yeah, it puts it into our hand, not our deck. That was the thing that I wanted to make sure of. So with that said, I could, in theory, just constantly roll out a whole ton of tokens in which the enemy won't be able to defend in. So that's also a possibility. I think I'll get 2 more of these maul horns because they do make nice damage raking things there. And let's see. This Skullcrack thing might be useful, it might not be, is the thing. This is a card that I'm really divided about. So Seraphil the Masses here would cost us 7 to play, and its power and toughness is equal to the amount of creatures that we have. So with that said, and it's a convoke spell too, so we can use our creatures as mana points to summon it. The thing about it right now is that I'm thinking about putting it into our decks because from the looks of it, we're actually pretty far off of that 36 point total to really get this deck rolling, and I see it being very expensive to cast and having fairly limited combat potential. But in the event that, say, we roll out Charmbreaker Devils here, that would be really useful as well. So I think we'll keep it in the deck for now. And we'll finish off by putting down perhaps, let's see. I guess we'll put down a Triplicates of the Spirits too. This is another one of those Convoke spells. It'll put down 3 white spirit creatures onto the map. Provided that we can summon it, I think that would also be a pretty neat power playing card. And I guess we can put down one of those raised alarm commands as well. And I think we'll just fill up the deck like such. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say right now, so I think we'll, yeah, put those cards into the deck for now. And I think we'll roll with this for now. And later on, I guess we'll change it up. So anyhow, I think this will be the end of the episode because we spent quite a lot of time doing the deck building here. And next time we move forwards, I'll show you guys some of the encounters that we missed, in addition to some of the ones that unlock a lot of cards, in fact, that are available now. And in general, I'm doing that mostly to give you guys some time to give me some feedback on the deck. And with that said, I guess we'll be back in a little bit. Just for now, I wanted to check out the combination of creatures and spells here, and also the rating it seems to put on this deck. So it looks like we managed to form a really high control deck. So yeah, that's that. And I guess we'll see you guys in episode 4. So, be sure to like and subscribe to, I guess, till then, I guess.